Well, latest retail sales figures show growth in the sector remains fairly stagnant. Core electronic sales grew just 0.7% in June, and in May retail sales increased by just 0.4%. Well, Australian retail consultant Sue Anderson has been brought over to help retail businesses connect with a new generation of shoppers, and she joins us now. Good morning to you.
Good morning.
When I'm thinking shopping now, a lot of it I'm thinking online.
Indeed.
If I'm not buying, I'm certainly looking before I go out. Is that the way we're moving?
It's very common. In our industry, we talk about the move from bricks and mortar to bricks and clicks. It's kind of the shift in consumer confidence to say, I want to research, I want to get a good understanding, I want to make some choices before I actually go and decide where it is that I'm going to spend my money. So definitely that is a big challenge for us as retailers, but it doesn't mean that our businesses need to concern ourselves with being devoid of actually having the intimacy. It's the experience at the other end of it the consumer is ultimately looking for.
I guess the first thing to learn from that, though, for retailers is that you need to have a website and it needs to be a good one.
Yes, potentially, or have linkages between what we call modern media and that kind of consumer media and back to your business, so that there's so many other ways that we can tell our story as opposed to actually just being within a retail business.
When it comes to actually the shop and the shopping experience, how are consumers' expectations changing as to what the experience will be?
Look, I suppose retail stores are seen as places of entertainment now. It doesn't matter whether it's a shopping centre environment within any of the shopping centres within Westfield or any of those sorts of retail environments. Consumers go for a sense of entertainment, and it's important that we see our businesses as being a place of play, somewhere that's kind of a little bit of escapism, that we can shift people from making decisions that are purely based on price and look for the experience.
You talk about that, and yet there are a lot of places out there that seem to be doing reasonably well, where really it is nothing but about price.
Sure.
You go there, you don't expect particularly great service, but you expect to pay next to nothing for what you're buying.
Yes, that's right. And look, there is a polarisation in the industry. Part of the industry is pushing towards saying it's all about price, and consumers are demanding that. They say, I want to be able to afford something that's inexpensive at this end in order to be able to indulge in a little bit of luxury at the other end.
Right, and so in the middle...
In the middle, we call that death of the average, unfortunately. And it's true, as a retail community, we can quickly fall in the trap of not innovating and changing enough to be noticed and not be seen as somewhere that's a destination business that's got a pull for either a price and a value equation or something that's a total experience.
So give me an example of, say, an electronics store that I guess is adding those points of difference.
Yeah, sure. Look, I suppose you could easily draw an analogy to JB Hi-Fi as an example there. When you go into their stores, they've got very well-educated and informed teams. They're specialists, they're not generalists. They know a lot about their products. They've got a fantastic variety of products and they know how to win in the market. They understand their customer.
Staff is always something that people will talk about.
Critical.
It is critical. I mean, here, do we place enough importance on how well our staff know their product, on the quality of the staff?
Yeah, look, I think the challenge over the years has been that retail has not necessarily been seen as a premium career option, and that education has to play a role in that. And I think it's everyone's responsibility, from the property groups. I know in my own personal existence, I spend a lot of time educating through Westfield, dedicated education that they provide to their retailers, through to the retail businesses actually taking ownership for the retail and education of their people and rising that talent.
When you're looking at the bottom line, you're a retailer, small retailer, how important is, I mean, are you better to pay your staff more and cut costs in other areas?
I don't think it's about paying them. I think it's about the culture, the environment and the spirit in the business that means those people want to connect with that business and stay there and learn and be a part of a a retail career for them with that particular brand.
So what would your advice be for, say, a small retailer?
Yeah, sure. For a small retailer, it's about understanding who you want to be in the market, how you want to create an experience that builds loyalty and connection to your brand, actually build a team of people who understand that, who service your customer in a way that actually their brand experience is something that they will go away and talk about to get noticed.
Brilliant. Sue, thank you very much for joining us this morning. I always like talking shopping. Sue Anderson, retail consultant.
Also, of course, you didn't mention the inflatable wavy arm man that you can hire to put outside the door, which always attracts me. I always go to stores that have inflatable wavy arm men outside.
There's a warning for retailers if you have an inflatable wavy arm man.
News is next, and then we take a look at your feedback. And our consumer commentator this morning has a warning for car buyers.